Alright, so we've got two passengers that are heading to Shiley Airfield SC14, and we've got one coming back. So it's a very light round trip, and maybe these guys are going to spend the day on the lake or something. Who knows? It's a nice day outside. Anyways, we'll go ahead and jump over and look at the flight plan and the map. Alright, so today's flight is going to be from KCAE off runway 29, and we're going to go directly to South Carolina 14, SC14, which is Shiley Airfield. It's pretty cool. It's right off the lake, but we're going to take out from the FBO ramp, come down Echo, across Echo 2, cross Alpha Alpha 6, and we're just going to get on and we're going to have like an expedited departure. Again, you know me, this is kind of more just for fun and showing off flight sim economy. But we're just going to fly on out over the southwestern portion of Lake Murray. And Shiley Airfield is this little grass field. I may want to go in actually and clean it up a bit, but it's pretty rough. it's more bush landing than anything, but we're going to do it in the Barren. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the plane and get it ready to taxi out and take off. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in our flight plan here in the GTN 750. KCAE. If I can find the K, there we go. And enter to Shiley SC14. Oh, and it's actually in there. Wow, for a tiny airfield, I'm really surprised. Alright. Go back to the map, zoom in a little bit here in a second so we can see the airport better. Alright. It was actually really hot in here, like 102 degrees, so I popped on the air so you can see the annunciator up there under the glare shield. But it's starting to cool off now. It was 102 and we're slowly making our way down into the 70s. Alright, so everything looks good. We're going to zoom in just a few clicks here so we can see. We're going to taxi straight down and hop on 29 for kind of an expedited departure. Again, as usual with me, a very laid-back, non-serious flight. And just get our takeoff trimmed out into just the top of the U on the indication wheel. And we should be good to go here. Alright, taxi lights on. Get the parking brake off. And let's make our way to runway 29. Alright, we're going to go around the left here. I bet you this AI van. Yep, stupid thing. Come on, guy, what are you doing? You could do better than that. Alright. So, you may be able to tell that the ground markings are much better. The asphalt looks better. The trees, the sky, the map. I've worked a lot on trying to get my sim dialed in as best I can on my potato computer. It's really not a potato, it's get the taxi lights off and the landing lights on, nothing coming. But I've got a i7 7600K, 32 gigs of RAM, a DDR4, I think 3600 or 3200 speed, and a 2080 Super, which it runs okay, but I can definitely use an upgrade. My system's about 6 years old or so. Alright, full power. Alright, airspeed's alive. Just a little forward pressure on the yoke. I'm all over the place today. Forgive my poor piloting. Trying to... There we go. Alright, get the gear up. And a little glitchiness in my potato computer. Oh man, those Google Pro maps look amazing. And this Barren mod, holy, it's just a pleasure to fly. Alright. Get up to about 1500 or so and get these flaps up.
Oh man, I tell you, if you have not tried the MSFS map enhancement mod from flightsim.to, I'll leave a link in the description. I encourage you to give it a shot. Now these are the pro maps. I think I paid $30 for the annual license, and it is much better than the standard maps. But this really is a really good representation of the area around me. Pretty happy with how it looks and much more immersive. And also the black square mod, and I also have FS Realistic Pro. 3 new things that I added just today, but thoroughly enjoying them. I've probably flown 2.5 hours just getting absolutely lost in how good everything looks, just checking out different areas around my state. So that is Lake Murray out over the glare shield. Spent a lot of time out there with my family. And Chile Airstrip is, you can't really see it from here very well, but it's right over a little string of islands in front of us. And I don't even know if it's really operational. I'll have to look it up. But I've driven by it a few times in the boat just to check it out, but I've never seen anything coming or going, so I don't know what the actual status is or if anybody ever uses it. But it is quite, how do you say, it's not well manicured. It look there, okay, we can kind of see it there, right up there, that opening where you see the sand. That is where we're headed. Unfortunately, there are just some crudely pasted ortho tiles covering the area, and so it really breaks up what it could look like if I go in with the SDK and put in a nice little grass strip. But I think that's something I'm going to do here soon, since I plan on flying this quite a bit. I want to try to use this bearing and just kind of fly the little network I have in FSEcononmy. But oh man, it just looks so good. I've been fortunate enough to take a few lessons around Lake Murray and fly with a buddy of mine, and it is really crazy how close this is. The feeling you get just looking out the window to what it is in real life. It matches some GoPro footage I have flying actually in this exact area. Not landing at Chile though. We're not going to try that. All right, so we are dead on. Go ahead and start descending here. Get our speed back here in a second. Once we get a little closer, I'll draw back on the throttles and get on the glide scope. Glide scope. Gorgeous. Just kind of tracing the road there, looking for a road that leads out to my neighborhood, which is kind of way off on the front left. I don't live on the lake. I live about a mile off, and that's the general direction of where we're headed right there. Try to touch down as close to the water as possible. It is hard to make out, but it's definitely it. Alright. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm just trying to make sure we're going to the right place. I know you want me to put the gear down. Chill out. They're happy. Alright. go ahead and put in our first notch of flaps. Alright, we're looking pretty good here. We are low. I know that I'm lower than you would want to be. This is not a 3-degree approach, but just doing the best I can by sight on a flat screen computer. And as close as we can get to the shore, so we have plenty of room to stop. Alright. Got it. Oh, that wasn't too bad at all. Yeah, I definitely am coming in here with the SDK and creating my own runway. This is going to be an open grass field, but it'll look a lot better than all these random textures. Maybe throw a windsock up and that'll be it. Oh yeah, that looks horrible. Oh, we are so going to fix this up. Alright, let's turn back out for our departure. Parking brake on, and over to the left, we have completed our flight. Our 2 passengers have exited the plane and grabbed their things. I'm going to go ahead and click and get our next passenger on. Welcome aboard. And stuff's loaded. Alright, we are ready to go. Alright. I love this about the GTN is we can go into our flight plan and we can invert this. Go to menu and invert, and now we will take off from SE14 back to K. I love that, especially for me because I do a lot of round trips, so that's great. Alright, we don't need to zoom in anymore. Low fuel? What? No, I put plenty of fuel in here. Yeah, okay, yeah, the left one is a little... Let's go ahead and cross so we can even out the tanks and put a little more in the left tank there. And we'll fill her up when we get back. These guys don't have fuel service here. Alright. So we'll go ahead and use the trim wheel to get just a little bit higher than the U here. Just a touch more. There we go. Flaps up. Wait, no. Oh, hit the wrong one. Flaps up. To take off. There we go. Blue light. Good. Oh, I'm tired. It's late. Alright. And we're going to pop off the parking brake. Toe brakes to full throttle. And let's try not to skid across the water. Oh, man, these off-runway takeoffs can be bumpy. Alright. Wait to the very last second. And... oh, man, that was a little sketch. And... potato frame rate. Oh, that is so pretty. Take gear up. This is a little pitched for a Barrenty. Oh yeah. Losing some airspeed. Let's go down. Alright. Ooh, little bumpy. That's another thing in my test flying with the black square steam gauge mod for the Baron. It's not just a visual thing. This is a completely different animal. It's an entire new plane in its own right, and the bumpiness and jolts and just the way it tends to fly in the sim, it feels way more fun than the standard Asobo version. No hit on Asobo. This is just a really great mod, and all these together, the GTN 750, the black square Baron 58, and this gorgeous map mod with the Google Pro license. Oh, looks so good. Just all these things have really been great, and I've enjoyed flying with all of these mods, and I expect that I'll do a lot more now that I can have this more immersed feeling. And the fact that I've got an entire cockpit wrapped around me right now, it's even better. And I've got a track IR coming Friday, which will really help with these on-screen recordings because the hat switch on top of my yoke just violently changes left to right, and I don't want to insta-zoom everywhere and have to program in like 5 to 10 preset camera locations. So really looking forward to getting the track IR working and kind of having this fluid motion and ability to look around. I'm hoping that will also help with some of the stutters. I'm trying not to upgrade my PC yet. I'm trying to hang on a little bit longer. I'm kind of in the school of thought that if I wait longer and save more, I can get the nicest I can afford, and it'll last me for a much longer time than if I went and bought what I could afford at the moment. So, well, we'll see how that works out. I'm getting a little trigger happy though. Oh, just looking out the left window of the corner there, just photorealistic as it gets. Oh, even right there, the dirt, the change in the grass types, just amazing. I know, I will put the gear down, just chill. I'm not ready to yet. Add a little throttle and shuts it up. I wonder how much it takes, how far I can go down before it starts sounding off at me. Dial it. About right there. Okay. The runway is in sight, straight ahead. I have no idea what wind, the direction of the wind, but these are casual flights. We are not worried about phone calls from the FAA. Oh, the roads too, down at the bottom left. I forgot to mention before, the one thing I hated, and on my last stream actually, the POV stream, not stream, but POV video, I almost landed it on the road because it was big, patchy, and green. For the roads, they're always kind of coming up green, but with the Google Maps, all the roads and asphalt are a proper gray. I mean, just look out the windows. Very nice. Slow and steady. Got our first notch of flaps in. Gears down, green, we're good. I know we're sipping on fumes as far as the fuel is concerned, but we'll hit up the fuel truck before we call it a day. And I keep getting distracted looking out the window again, just at how great, just how amazing this looks. I know I keep saying it and I'm beating a dead horse here, but oh, it's so amazing. It feels like I'm flying flight sim for the first time. And judging by my takeoffs and landings, it looks like it is. That's okay though. I am really trying not to buy a new computer, but I know that if I do, well, not a new computer, just the new parts to build one, but my videos would look so much smoother, and my experience when I jump into the sim and fly or race or do whatever I'm doing is going to be so much smoother. And oh, it's so hard. But don't be surprised if in the next week my videos magically get so much better, as far as at least the fluidness of the frame rate. And that was pretty good. I had a pretty strong left crosswind from the left, so I had to give it a good bit of left pedal there, left rudder. Alright, we're going to vacate here. Get our landing lights off, taxi light on. And that's it. We're going to taxi on over to the FBO and shut her down, call the fuel truck before we put it up for the day. Alright, we're just going to taxi on over by this yellow plane here in front of the FBO, and we're going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me again. I know that these are not amazing videos, but they will continue to get better, and I'm going to make sure that I've got equipment and software to allow me to do the best editing and recording that I can possibly do moving forward. But until then, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.